The big game is fast approaching, but wait, you still haven't got your tickets. You've spent hours searching, but you're still confused about ticket prices. Time to stop searching. Visit ticketcompare.com. We compare ticket prices for all the popular leagues and tournaments for you. We work only with the most trustworthy sites, so you can have peace of mind when buying your tickets. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
Morning, Arsene. Can we start with your team news, please?
Well, we have some uncertainties about wheelchairs. Some, of course, Mkhitaryan is not back, and Ospina is available again, of course, and that's basically, I think.
How's Aaron Ramsey and his cut on his leg? The cut on Aaron Ramsey's leg, how's that?
He has not participated in full training, but he's practicing in non-contact. He will be available for Sunday.
And Jack, what's the issue there? Is it a short-term one? Is it
Short-term one, yes, little ankle problem.
And Henrik Mkhitaryan, I know you mentioned that he won't be back.
Mkhitaryan is running again. He has to progress in the next 3-4 days to see how much intensity we can have in his training sessions.
Have you got any sort of expected return date for him at all? Or?
Look, possibly Thursday is earliest, I think.
Okay, thank you.
In terms of your selection for this week, are you tempted to rest any players ahead of Thursday?
No, I would say this weekend is as well a preparation for Thursday, and I rested some players after the Moscow game, so they will need a game, So overall, it's not so much rest, it's more preparation.
In terms of the remainder of the season, though, is the Europa League, is that your priority going to?
Yeah, it is the priority, because in the Premier League we go for not a lot, and for us it's the biggest priority now.
You still feel you do have something to play for in the Premier League?
Yes, first of all because we are Arsenal Football Club and we want to win football games, and every game we play is important, and because we love to win, of course we want to win our home games, and as well I think at home we had quite a good season. It looks a little bit strange, but I think if you look at home games, we are third in the league, and it's away from home that we failed, so it's absolutely important we maintain that record at home.
In order for the season to be termed a success, do you feel you need to win the Europa League?
Would be better, yes. Yes, of course, it's a need. For us, it's important that, first of all, now we have a big opponent with Atletico Madrid, as everybody knows. So for us, it's absolutely vital to beat them and to have a chance to go in the final and win the competition. But we have a big obstacle, big hurdle in the semi-final, and I would even say that Atletico Madrid certainly is seen as seen as a favorite to win the competition. But I believe at our best we can beat them.
And regardless of whether you do win the competition or not, are you still 100% certain you're going to stay on that season?
Look, my personal situation is not so much my worry at the moment, as you just said. My worry is to transform a season with many disappointments away from home into success, and that's what matters to me. It's not, as I said the other night, my future is in front of me every time I make a half turn. So that's not my biggest priority.
Do you still feel, though, that it will be your decision?
That doesn't really matter, as I told you, but my worry is Arsenal Football Club. And I think if you have to give me some credit, if you look back in my career, you would realize, you would have to accept that my priority was always the interest of Arsenal Football Club.
Is it frustrating that again there's questions being asked about your future at all this time?
Well, the press, I'm not responsible. I'm responsible for the results. When the results are not as good as everybody wants it, people ask that question, but I cannot master that. I can only master my commitment, the quality of my work, and I do that.
And you're back at home. Can I just ask you about attendances? They seem to be falling off at home. Is that any concern for you at all?
For?
Attendances at the Emirates?
No. No, it's not a big concern because our crowd is very solid at the moment. Of course, we have played on some special days. We don't go for the league, and I believe we have a very faithful crowd, very faithful fans who will always be there and support the club. And when you look at the renewal numbers for next season, they are absolutely outstanding.
You don't believe then fans are turning their back on the club at home games?
No.
Can I just ask you about Jack Wilshere's contract? I know it kind of comes up every week, but there is less than a month now until the end of the season. Is it any clearer that it can be?
No, I cannot give you any other news because I don't know really what is in his mind. You know, I just can update you on saying until now he has not signed. He has an offer, and we want him to stay. He has an offer that is on a long-term contract, basically, and I hope at some stage he will sign it.
Is it hope rather than confidence at this stage? Are you hopeful rather than...
You can reproach me, maybe. I'm always confident. So, but I am really.
Arsene, good morning. Isn't it better if Jack Wilshere leaves, you're going to have to buy a new player to replace him? Isn't it better to pay him what he wants in a way?
Look, that's if you think like that, there's no limitations anywhere. You know, as a club, you want the players to stay and to be paid well, and I believe that everybody would agree that we play our players very well.
In terms of the attendances, I know you mentioned them, but what's going to make the fans come back in the numbers they were last season? Do you think that Europa League trophy will get them back next season?
Look, our fans, I don't know. We are sold out in every single game, so I don't know where the problem is at the moment. If that next season it will not be the case, we'll have to face it. But I believe if you look at our numbers and our how much people want to renew tickets for next season, I don't believe that we have a major problem. We have a major problem at the moment because they're not in a position to win the league. That is our biggest problem. The biggest problem is not the number of fans who are behind the team.
Have you started looking at strengthening for next season, players that you want?
Yes, of course, but at the moment I must say, as people said before, we have to focus on what is important for us to make this season a success, and that is short term. Long term, you know, it's a World Cup year, the transfers start only after the World Cup. There's a long way before that starts again.
In terms of Burnley play tonight, if they win, I think they'll go above you in the league. Does that make Sean Dyche a manager of the season contender for you?
He's one of the contenders, yes.
Can you tell us who you think of voting for at the moment?
I don't know. I think Guardiola certainly and Sean Dyche are the two who have been above everybody else.
Arsene, looking to the summer, is it important that you finish in sixth and that Burnley don't finish above you in terms of fixture congestion? Because you look at what potentially could happen with the International Champions Cup, and is there still a lot to play for?
Well, of course we want to finish in front of Burnley, and for us we play them at home still, and we play on Sunday. So let's win on Sunday and see where we go from there. I believe that we have still some important games in the Premiership, and we want to finish on a high. We were quite a good run before our defeat at Newcastle, so let's start again to win and see where we finish at the end of the season.
West Ham, would you consider them safe now, West Ham?
Safe, I would say. Mathematically, no. And when you're concerned, you know, as long when you're in that, as long as you're not mathematically safe, there's no relief there. So at the moment, I would say 80% safe.
And talking about managers, what's your view of the job that David Moyes has done there? Because a short-term contract to turn their season around.
Yeah, that's unfortunately the clubs who fight not to go down. They give only short-term contracts at the moment. I think David Moyes was in that case. Sam Allardyce was in that case. Mark Hughes is in that situation, you know, and that shows the trend, and that in the Premier League is all now short-term. Let's win the next game, and after we see where we go from there.
Mesut Ozil this season, I just wondered your thoughts on what sort of season he's had. Is there a part of you that's disappointed he's not got more goals, even though he's obviously done well with the system?
There's more goals in him. I believe that first of all he had with injury. He played for a while with injury, and secondly, it's the first season. You have to adapt to the intensity of the Premier League, you know, and overall. It's difficult to score here because we play many times. 90% of the time we play against teams who play with 10 people in the final third. If you look at our season, we had never so much possession. We had more possession than ever. In most of the games we had 70% possession, but that makes it difficult as well for the strikers because there's less room, and there's less freedom as well because most of the time people play with 3 central defenders, so it's much more difficult. But at home we scored many goals, you know, and I believe that he has shown that he has the talent and the quality to play for Arsenal Football Club.
Arsene, you said that earlier that you don't have to rest many on Sunday with a view to Thursday. What do you do with Aubameyang then in that situation? Does he play or not on Sunday?
I haven't decided that, but he anyway cannot play on Thursday, so I'm not sure to play him at the moment.
It's a difficult situation for him. He must feel he's handled it pretty well because he can't play in Europe, but he's scoring regularly in the Premier League.
Yes, it's true. At some stage, you know, I would say most of the time after the Europa League games, it was a help, because I could rest some players and bring somebody fresh in. When you prepare Europa League, it's more handicap because he cannot play, and when the game becomes important, like we play at the moment, it raises the question.
Just one on Jack's contract. Is there a deadline set for when the decision will be taken?
No.
So you're happy for it?
He has the freedom to make that decision, you know. He knows I want him to stay, and overall, I hope that at some stage he as well is focused on the next games, you know, and on winning the next game most of the time, and certainly will make his decision a bit later.
So there is a possibility it could go into the summer and into the World Cup?
I don't think. I think he will make that decision before the end of the season.
Okay.
He will not want to go to the World Cup and not have settled his situation, because that would not be reasonable as well, I think.
And just finally, can I ask you one about Santi Cazorla? Is there any update on his situation?
Look, it's a while I haven't seen him. Since the League Cup final I haven't seen Santi, because he has gone back to make his rehab. We leave him to there because at the moment, but the last news I've heard is that he's doing very well. So I hope certainly will come back before the end of the season, and we can make a check-up where he stands, you know, and can he play again in the Premier League? I don't know. I have to see how he responds to his injury.
So is it a case that he'll be assessed and then you'll discuss the possibility of a new contract?
Yes.
Because obviously he's up in the summer.
Yes, of course.
So there is a possibility.
We miss him a lot, you know. I never spoke about it in the press conferences, or not many times, because he was not the subject of the day. But we missed him a lot in our game. He's an exceptional football player, and overall, it's very sad what happened to him, and it's very sad for Arsenal as well what happened to him.
From what you've heard, do you think he will be able to play at the top level, or is it still too early to say?
Honestly, to be completely honest, I don't know. I hope yes, but I don't know.
Arsene, there's been a lot of renewed talk this week about a return for safe standing in the Premier League. I just wondered where you would stand by that.
On standing, yes, I'm in favour personally. I think the atmosphere is much better when people stand. The closer you are to the position of a player, the more supportive you are, you know. And you imagine if people were lying in a bed and watching the game, they could fall asleep sometimes. So it's better they stand up. And I think as well it's a tradition of English football to have that. And overall, I must say it's much better. There's safety reasons why they don't do it, and I can understand that. But if the safety is right, I have my 100% backing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good newspapers.
Oh yeah. I have to go.